That's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine.
It's fine. I thought.
So my question is, just because the plot allowed Annie to survive, now all of a sudden you're making a big fucking deal over it. Oh, she survived. She survived. Fucking relax, bro.
Nope. I
fucking
mentioned
relax.
Other things.
No. Okay, we're not talking about the fucking death. Okay, so the whole death thing. How both the characters died or lived on doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it fucking doesn't. Because it was the plot. The plot.
Can you keep it down, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. The plot required.
All right, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the MCU, how the GOAT feels about it, and
the GOAT. Okay, not Kevin Feige. Isayama's the GOAT.
And my commenters.
Yeah. And then we're also going to throw in some football.
Got a pretty hilarious comment chain.
All right, so I think
I might just go to benches tomorrow. It's 3:00 in the morning right now.
Do you think you'll be able to produce quality content? Yes, sir.
I think I'll be able to produce quality content. The problem is if I really don't want you guys quoting me because I know how you guys get down. You guys, I'll talk about Mamika's thing.
I think we should wait.
But y'all, no, I think you're wrong.
You think you're wrong? Okay. Yeah, we'll do the next podcast.
We will. I will. No, I just if I say anything that's not totally polished, like how I usually am, don't say Beluga thinks.
Yeah, we'll be covering this it should be every Monday, but it was a little bit laid back, so this is actually going to end up getting published on a Wednesday, but it was supposed to be every Monday. So tune in next Monday, and let's open this thing up with the Isayama and his comments.
So Isayama watched the revolting show She-Hulk.
Okay, which by the way is one of the MCU's worst content, so you can't judge a thing by its worst. It's like judging Attack on Titan by its worst episode.
There's no what's worst episode of Attack on Titan? What's your question? If you're going to judge Attack on Titan by its worst episode,
it's like the first one and then judge the whole thing like
you did.
Like you did.
The first episode was really good. In fact, it's actually critically acclaimed as one of the best episodes in anime. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, yes, on this channel I'll be cursing.
On the first episode, you thought it was shallow.
It's actually untrue. It's actually.
But I mean, like everybody has down. Everybody has down. Here's the thing: the MCU and they're different. They're different. You know, they're different. You can't compare. They can't do a direct comparison. But you can't show the worst of this work. And then say, in the Isayama saying the MCU is dead. Like, come on now, bro. Chill the fuck down.
He said that he was tired.
He's
tired of Marvel. Like, everyone's sick of Marvel.
No.
It's the same
That's only because
over and over again. This is why I say Isayama caught lightning in a bottle, because usually the business side takes over, and that's perfectly fine. The business side took over in Marvel. All Marvel's doing now is trying to stack more cash. It's fine.
That's not true.
However, as a consumer who craves good stories, I simply cannot stomach it. Oh no, I can't. I haven't watched much Marvel, but other people can. That's the common complaint now.
They are good Marvel movies. There are some down, but Phase 4. Listen, we just got off of Phase 3, which was we had Captain America: Civil War, which is arguably the best piece of content made. Definitely the best superhero film. I know Lucas thinks that it's Spider-Man 2, but it's not. So you have this. You have Captain America: Civil War. Then you had Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Doctor Strange, and then Infinity War, and then Endgame. After that, then we see Black Widow, which is it wasn't a bad movie. It was actually a great movie. But I think it was pretty good, but it could be better because there's a lot of potential there. But it's still a really good movie. So it's not like going tiresome. It's still good. But like you have these bad. It's really the shows. You have a couple episodes when the shows are bad. But Kevin Feige's artists that patch that together. But who's more accomplished? It's Kevin Feige.
Who's more accomplished? How much money does Kevin Feige have?
That doesn't judge everything.
What do you mean? You said
because
it's about selling stuff. Who's more?
Well, who is it? Okay, well, fine. Who is better universe? I'm gonna go with MCU.
Who's better universe?
The MCU is still alive.
Our universe is more coherent.
No, our universe is coherent. Our universe never does any what do you call it? There's never any plot holes. There's no any plot holes or contradictions.
The entire MCU.
Yes, the entire MCU.
I don't believe that at all.
Okay, so bring it up then. Bring it to disprove it.
Bring up something to disprove it. Let's see. So, Multiverse of Madness.
Wait.
Time travel. How did they time travel?
Tony invented
Infinity War in Endgame. I mean,
Tony invented.
How did he even? I know he had like a figure eight.
Okay, well, that's still coherent with the lore.
How did? Like,
I haven't seen any of them.
How did Captain America age? How did Captain America age?
How Captain America age? Okay, so actually, they basically how did he age?
How did he age so fast?
Because he went back in time and they just stayed in the past.
But how does that work? And why was it so quick on our side? Okay, why was it so quick for our
Because
side?
he went back in time. So he aged fast because he
Hulk had a
stayed.
timer. He had a timer. It's if he goes past this, it's gonna get like the second or whatever. It's gonna be how old he is. What's the
No,
logic?
no. They okay. Show the scene. Bring the scene on.
I'm not even gonna try to find this thing.
Dwayne, he stayed back in time
How does that work in the story? How does the mechanism work? What's the mechanism for that happening?
because he never went back. He never traveled time back to present.
Okay,
He stayed in the past. I don't understand.
he traveled in the past, and in a few minutes, he was already.
No. He stayed in the past. He walked
In
to the
our
part.
time,
Stop.
in our
Stop.
time.
That's because no. Let me explain. That's what the confusion is. Okay, they go back in time. Some amount of years, and then they go back in time a certain amount of years, right? And then he stayed in the past, and then he went back and sounded with the hammer. Not the hammer, the shield,
Yes.
and then the protect from the audience's view, with the audience view, we went back to the present. By the time we're back in the present, Cap had already aged all the way
I know, but why did he age so fast?
because he was in the past.
Yes, but
He
he
stayed in the past. He never jumped back.
He stayed in the past.
So he
how
grew
long?
old
How
with
long?
Peggy the entire
I
time,
understand that. How long was he with Peggy for?
like 50 years.
Okay, so how come everyone else was like 50 years older then? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Because they went back to present.
Johan.
He went in the past. He stayed in the past. Okay, it was a one-way trip.
How did they see you on the bench then? What?
He went to the bench.
Right. Wait, so he went back in time, then came back to the present time?
You know what? No, he waited.
How come it was so quick?
He waited. Okay,
He waited for what? You know what I'm saying? How come it's so quick?
You know how you go to
okay,
sleep?
Okay, let's use the past as an example. Okay?
I think we need
I'm
paper.
in the past, okay? For 20 years, and it's the same amount, and I can hop out of the past and nothing will have changed in the outside world. I'm asking how Cap stayed there. What's the mechanism they use? How Cap stayed there?
So they can go back. So all the Avengers except for Cap took a round trip. He did it. So when you go back in time, if you stay back in time, you will eventually get back to the person. If there's only like if you live long enough, you can eventually get back to the point that you left in the first place. So look, Cap.
understand that.
He went
However,
here.
it's-
All the Avengers went here, right? And then Cap decided to stay here. So this is Cap. So all the Avengers. So when the Avengers come back, they're here. Cap is slowly moving over
Yeah,
here.
and it wasn't
On
slow. It
our
wasn't
side,
slow.
stop. On our side, it wasn't slow, but he's been in the past for 50 years.
I know, but why wasn't it slow for us? As I'm trying to ask.
Because they went back in time. They went back to the present.
They went back to the present. Shouldn't have taken 50 years to trying to catch up.
Huh?
Shouldn't it have taken 50 years?
Oh, it did.
Nope.
We skipped those years because we went back to the present.
I feel like okay. Well, you
I
know
feel
what?
like you're missing something.
I must have not because I watched that movie like 3 or 4, actually 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm missing. I literally haven't seen that scene since 4 years ago. So maybe I'm off on something.
I
remember
put in the
it
comments.
pretty much acted like the path, but on a timer. That's what
No,
I
it
remember.
was not. No, we did have a timer.
Okay, so Hulk did have a stopwatch then.
Huh?
Hulk did have a stopwatch then.
No, what I'm saying is, no,
Did Hulk have a stopwatch or not?
we both haven't seen the movie in a while. But basically, what
You're the
happened?
MCU guy. I'm the Attack on Titan guy.
Yeah, I'm in phase 4 right now, and then I'm gonna restart. But look,
I'm not in season 4. I'm Attack on Titan scholar. Period.
right, I am.
What's your
Yeah,
stuff?
okay. I didn't say I was a scholar. I said I was a massive fan. Not say I was a scholar. Don't put the words in my mouth. But
I
the,
called myself a scholar.
the cap thing. Yeah, I didn't call myself a scholar.
I'm saying I'm at. You
I said
studied
the fan. I said I was a
MCU.
scholar.
You're here
I didn't say I was a
to
scholar.
Isayama,
I didn't say I was a
Isayama. So he's sick of the MCU.
Okay,
Most
that's-
people,
that's
most
bullshit.
a lot of people said that. That's a common thing nowadays.
But here's
You
that's
said
because
you
let
know
me
it's more
explain. Let me
cohesive.
explain.
I don't
I
think.
didn't say I'm more cohesive. I said just ask me. There's no pause and no this
Okay,
and
I
that.
have a question for you. Who's a better character, Annie Langhart or Natasha Romanoff?
Natasha Romanoff.
Why? Please explain that. Do explain.
Okay, because when the Mister was up, when Natasha was completely different than when Annie's gig was up. When everybody figured out what Annie was, she wasn't as interesting. Her character fell off once.
She
once
wasn't
action,
as interesting.
and that's not her. That's not a fault of her own. But when the character, because half of her character was just be mysterious.
No,
You disagree?
I actually
Stop.
strongly.
Before
You're the big
season 4,
Ariana person. How are you missing this?
season 1 and 2. Half of her personality or half of the interest that the audience had was how mysterious she was.
That's because the audience is full of shallow pricks.
No, you're allowed to be. No. When there's
Sorry.
mystery, it builds intrigue. So
No, the
intrigue is not bad.
No, the intrigue wasn't her mysterious. The intrigue were her thoughts on human nature.
Yeah, but it was also mysterious.
Nope.
When she said her dad to Aaron,
That was like candy.
that was mysterious.
Okay, so what you said to Aaron about her dad, that was like
You know,
the dessert before the meal. That's how stories work. In stories, you have the dessert before the meal. So what you had with Annie was you had the dessert, an appetizer or dessert. You had a sweet little treat.
Mhm.
And the meat, the potatoes, the steak dinner is her conversations with Marlo, her relationship with Armin, her parallels to Armin. Then in season 4, it's like her relationship with Reiner, her relationship with herself.
It wasn't interesting. I mean, honestly,
I don't care if you think it's interesting or not.
Okay,
I'm saying who's a better character.
right,
I don't care.
have you seen?
I've seen
Captain America and the Winter Soldier?
I've seen.
No, actually,
Is that
the
even
Winter
canon?
Soldier.
Is that even canon? Like, what's your deal with what's canon or not?
Everything in our thing is canon. Okay, that's not true.
Oh,
You have the Netflix shows that are questionable, but you have a lineup of MCU films, and those are all canon.
okay. Well, I can bring Lost Girls into it then, because Lost Girls makes her infinitely more.
No, that was canon.
Lost Girls is not canon.
No, my thing was canon. Captain America: The Winter Soldier,
Okay,
that was
I'm just
canon.
gonna bring in Lost Girls because
No, that's not canon.
Okay, pause for a second. Hold on, pause. Okay,
It was literally a movie.
Is Lost Girls canon? Is Lost Girls not canon?
No.
I don't think it is canon. However, I think most people generally accept the fact that it's pretty much canon. Remember, Isayama is directly involved in this. And hold on, before you say anything, Sasha references Annie liking sweet treats in season 2, which aired in 2017, which was when Lost Girls came out. So, what I'm saying is that Lost Girls gets quoted in the canon anime, so perhaps I could shoehorn this in. I'm going to shoehorn this in.
It is so tough. Canon.
Isayama was there when it was written. It's not like
Yeah.
fan fiction. Isayama was part of the whole thing from the finish.
I'm
going to shoehorn this in. Okay, Lost Girls makes
I handle
Annie
it.
a more interesting character.
Lost Girls. Okay, yes, Lost Girls was great.
Why is Lost Girls great?
Okay.
Because of the mystery.
No. Okay, yes.
No,
yes,
that's not what I
the
mean.
murder mystery. Let's just say the murder mystery is just rice on the meal. It's absolutely nothing.
Do I
No,
have
part of the
buttons?
story. Part of the story.
buttons? What the?
Dwayne, part of the story. Part of the Lost Girls story is a murder mystery.
I agree.
It was a great, amazing, fun thing,
I
just like Black Widow.
I agree. However,
Just like Black Widow.
okay, Black Widow and Annie are sort of similar, but I like Annie much more.
No, I'm talking about the movie.
I'm talking about exactly. So Annie has a similar relationship with her sins as Natasha does, right? And I remember someone was talking about this with the whole hammer situation.
Yeah, yes, they're actually very similar characters.
How am I schooling you on your own character anyway?
I'm not schooling on a character. No, we're both comparing.
You're like, hey, they're not.
That's because
that's the hammer.
that's
Yeah.
because no. Number one, the hammer thing. It wasn't that. It was just that I was thinking about the odd of both of them being forced killers. Like, they're actually both
the
forced killers.
relationship with their sins. And that's
Right?
what I
Yeah,
said.
that's why I said yes. You
Not-
just so happen to say hammer. You just happen to say hammer.
Okay. So
Well,
the
I
hammer.
hate-
So the hammer. So the hammer.
No, you just happen to say
and
hammer.
no, explain to the audience now, because the audience is also watching. And, you're the MCU guy. You explain.
Yeah. So basically, everyone knows the hammer. The whole where you have to be worthy.
Mjolnir is what it's called. Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Hanselmir.
Mjolnir. You have to be worthy enough to use the hammer, or else you can't use it. So Natasha would have been able to use it because she, like Matt Pat did a much more long video on this.
By the way, pause. F Matt Pat. F
Yeah,
that
fuck him.
boy.
We don't like
For
liberals
watching
here.
it, no, it's not even just. It's not even. His
That's true.
political
That's
stuff.
true. He's a very disingenuous prick. And
His Attack on Titan video, the first one was absolute garbage. He was so disrespectful. And I'll get into that next podcast, but F Matt.
yeah. We'll do hate Matt Pat next. But generally, what was one again?
Talking about the hammer.
Oh yeah, so you have to be worthy to pick up the hammer, and Natasha
Worthy.
would have would have been
Worthy.
worthy in the Eye of Odin, and Natasha would have been worthy. So that and
Can you explain the dilemma a little bit more?
the dilemma is
Okay, so
the dilemma is because she was brainwashed, and then eventually she got out of that. Remember, not mind controlled, because it's in the Black Widow thing. It was not mind controlled; it was brainwashed. So because of the brainwashing, she thought she wasn't worthy, but actually she was, because in the Eye of Odin, it doesn't matter really as much the past as what you're trying to do in the present. So yeah.
So to summarize, what happened with
So what
Black
happened was-
Widow was.
She was overly guilty,
Okay, so yeah. So in a nutshell, that's basically what happened.
and that's basically Annie's
And
character.
that's basically Annie's character. So I just want to posture the question: who had a more complex, well-written, applicable character?
One more well-become, one more applicable character.
I think it's Miss Lionheart.
I don't think so.
Okay, please do explain. Do explain. Now notice.
You explain.
Hold on. Notice my brother's not a coward. Again, you know who you are. There's certain people who have opinions. They text me and they refuse to debate. Now, again, you know who you are, because there's certain people who don't debate. I'm fine with it. You know who you are. With those of you who know who you are, who are slimy, sleazy cowards, you're sleazy cowards. Anyway, so why is Annie a better written character? Annie simply had more depth there, and Annie.
Have you seen
Annie was
Captain America:
simply.
Winter Soldier?
Annie was simply.
I've seen all of the Annie content
Okay,
there is.
you
plus fan
told
fiction.
me to
Alright,
make
go
my
ahead, go
case
ahead,
for
go
Annie.
ahead,
I
go
told
ahead.
you. You're like,
Go
you're
ahead.
supposed to be MC. I was supposed to pay you to bring up.
No, you can't put me. No. When this debate, you can't tell me
Okay,
to do everything in the
Fine,
MCU
fine.
and not do your half.
I will do my half, but you
Your
can't.
half.
But so that's
Okay, I want to
sometime
talk to
with the
you.
Winter Soldier. Okay,
Why? That's a very valid.
talk to me with Winter Soldier, and you're a fan. I'm
Okay,
going to
yeah,
bring up my
you
point
do
why
your thing,
Annie's
and
the
I'll be quiet.
Okay, so And again, some people are gonna say, "Well, Beluga, you should have watched more MCU stuff." Okay, do you understand how demanding it is to be an Attack on Titan scholar? Number one. Number two, the MCU has so much content; it's extremely hard to keep up, especially if you consider the comics. So I apologize, I'm not. I've watched Black Widow. I watched the movie. I don't watch Avengers where she's in it. So I think I got my mainstream vanilla stuff out of the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I mean,
I don't want to have to watch every miniseries and go. Like, here's the thing with Attack on Titan. I read this story over 5 years. Okay? Multiple times. I've read the manga. I think I've read every manga chapter at least twice. Okay? Most of them I've read 3 or 4 times. Okay? And then I watched...
One thing I will give Attack on Titan is that it is easier because in the MCU you're like bouncing from shows to movies. So I will say it's easier.
More streamlined.
You just buy a 35 set of books. But besides that, I still think that the quality of the show is better.
Talk about Annie
but
now.
He'll talk about Annie. Okay. But there's a point that I'll give to.
So as a lot of you bring up, like Annie's like one of the most besides I'd say Flock and Aaron, Annie's the most controversial character in Attack on Titan. I don't know if you would agree or not on that. But
I don't know why.
The reason why, and that's why, and we're gonna dive into this because that's why Annie's such a good character. It's why she sparks the controversy. And I've done, besides again the main characters, I've done the most videos on Miss Lionheart because simply that. Now, why is Annie a better character? Well, simple. She is just a more realistic person. She has more realistic ideals than Black Widow. See, and I really hate to bring politics into it. I really, really do. But I think it's now appropriate for people who review this kind of stuff to say feminist Hollywood has really corrupted the storylines. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm talking about Annie right now. Hold on a second. So she comes off as this, fake, unattainable, plastic. I don't know what else to say because I'm kind of guarded. I still have a point across. However, it's what I said. I'm not gonna be as polished as I am, but I can still kick your ass in the debate. However, I think an actor brought this up. I forgot what her name was. I probably should have got all the links beforehand. But there's an actor who's talking about how she'd see female empowered female in the script, and she would automatically be, disillusioned with the character, right? So now some of you guys may say, "Oh, Annie's an empowered female." You are the same people who would say Mika's is an empowered female character. Let that sink in. People were actually walking around saying that Mikasa was an empowered female character, which is insane. But you see, this guy truly didn't care about politics. And again, like Mikasa.
Okay, you made your point. I think you made your point.
Well, no, I'm not thinking. No, I don't want to. No, listen, I'm not one of these guys who just says, "Oh, feminist Hollywood." No, I'm going to explain this to you. Here's why Annie's better. Okay, Annie's more applicable. Annie has done some bad things, right? Here's the thing. Here's one of the things you can learn from Annie, right? She knew who she was and what kind of person and what she was going to do before she got into this. Okay? That is so important. I think it's important for lots of... Hold on. I think it's important for lots of people to understand about themselves. And that's another thing I talked about. Attack on Titan is about your inner monsters. That's why I have the Not a Good Person series. But let's talk about this. So Annie knew since she was 8 years old that she was capable of this incredible evil. Okay? So when she went and slaughtered the Paradisians, she was able to live with herself in a more healthy manner than literally every other person. You never saw her having any night terrors. Now, granted, I know you guys are going to say, well, she says whoosh in her sleep. There's absolutely nothing compared to what happened with Beredithel.
I don't see how that's a mentally thing.
I know.
She did the same activity over and over again for a very long span of time.
I know. People.
So obviously in your sleep you're gonna replicate what you've been. Yeah.
Oh, I know. When we get to the comment section, you'll see how absolutely insane people can be.
I'm so excited for that. I think we should have the best for last. I think we should do the NFL and then do that.
So Annie teaches that. There's so much things to Annie's character, and again, she was out. Again, if you read the manga, she was out from like 2009, 2010 to 2020, I think. That's how long she was out for. And in the anime, she was out 2014, and she came back in 2021. So she's only been there for a very short amount of time, but she made such a great impact. And that's why she's hooked up with Armin. It makes so much sense. Because Armin's the exact same way. And what does Armin say to her? Good people don't exist. Good people are simply people who do things that you like them to do. Okay? And this is, again, what did Armin say? In order to overcome monsters, you have to abandon your humanity. For Armin, it was Titans at that time. For Annie, it was Eldian in the Marleyan Empire. So she had a much more healthy relationship with her sins than literally anyone else. You see, unfortunately, we don't get to see much of Berthold, but we see Annie asking for forgiveness. Moran doesn't ask for forgiveness. And you say, well,
Moran is mentally
you can say, well, Moran doesn't deserve forgiveness. Cool, bro. That's your sorry opinion, but I'm sorry, humans are incapable of bearing the level of guilt without having forgiveness. So Annie's able to feel like she can ask for forgiveness. That's a good. Again, that's the line that's just thrown out randomly. No one really takes into consideration. She has a very healthy relationship with herself. And what happens? Because she understands about herself. And so when she was 9 years old, she's like, oh, Marlins and Eldons, they're just the same. She said it to Aaron. My dad got carried away with ideals that nothing to do with the real world. Right? She said to Hitch. Everyone was surprised when she said this is the Hitch. I know why we guys were surprised. Because we already saw what happened in Marley in like volume, what is it, 1626? Mm-hmm. We already saw what happened. We already knew she didn't know that aliens were bad.
I think you're putting your point.
Hold on a second. So she says I don't regret the Hitch. Of course she didn't regret it. Why would she? She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing was wrong, but she knew what her goal was. She's like, Aaron. Or no, so I probably shouldn't remember Aaron. Flock. Do you think he regretted anything when he was dying? No. What did he say? We need a devil to save Eldia. Well, the Leonharts needed a devil, and Annie was the devil. So that's just one aspect of her character.
I think that's the whole thing.
No, I can go on.
Okay, go on.
So we have the other thing with Armin, right? Is the point about being self-awareness.
But you just been Monogatari self-aware.
No.
Yes, you did.
I'm talking about specifically with Armin, with the relationship with Armin.
Being a self-aware relationship.
No, I'm talking about being self.
No,
hold on a second.
Down the road of self-awareness.
No.
She's a very self-aware person.
No.
What else? Bring up something that's not self-aware.
Talking about somewhere. Okay. I like to say Armin's the most complete character. Okay, whenever I talk about Attack on Titan, I will bring up.
Yeah, but we're talking about Annie.
Hold on a second. I say Armin's the most complete character except for Annie. Okay, the way that this was brilliantly foreshadowed, their relationship, the way it makes too much sense. And again, the reason why I like it makes sense is because of its grasp on human nature. Again, people like Annie and Armin should be together. Armin can be friends with Aaron. Armin cannot marry an Aaron type person. Aaron is way too idealistic. He has way too many blind spots in his own character for that to happen. And again, I'm sorry. I hate to brag, but I studied this show for a while, and I knew what was happening before anything else had happened. So when Armin said Annie's a pretty nice girl, which she is a nice girl, and I
pretty down. I don't get this.
I've said so many times, if you were to meet her in your school or something, she'd just be a regular girl. Okay, she might even be nice from time to time, subtly, that obviously in her own special way. But Armin was able to see that. Why? Because of his wisdom and his grasp on human nature.
But that's Armin. I thought about Annie.
I'm talking about Annie. I'm talking about how it's been foreshadowed and how Isayama understands that people like that should be together. Did you hear me? Okay. So
you went a tangent about Armin where you said Annie. That's basically all her character. That's just self-aware. Basically her main trait. Which I don't blame her because she was taken out of the storm.
Okay, fine. Next thing. We'll go to the next thing then.
Okay, no, it's not my turn to talk.
Okay, fine.
So again, is it a bit unbelievable when you see Natasha with her fighting scenes? Yes, it is a bit unbelievable, I will admit. But at the same time, it's what's more realistic. That, or I don't know, be able to turn into a Titan?
I didn't say realistic. I said well written,
okay,
applicable.
Fine.
Now, why is Annie a better character? Well, simple. She is just a more realistic person.
I will turn to that point. That is
maybe it did say realistic. Actually,
it feels more natural. I'll say for Annie to do that than it does especially and Mikasa too. But Mikasa's more of a side character or a plot device. But it feels more natural. I will say that. But I generally think that Natasha has the better character. Also, I feel like it's more realistic because when you get brainwashed, because Annie's so all for the bullshit.
Any what?
How old was Annie when she saw through all the bullshit?
9, 10.
Right. So she was like 9. She was 9, and her father was wrapped up in it, and somehow she saw through everything. But I think Natasha's thing is just way more. It's just way more reasonable as a character.
What do you mean reasonable?
I don't see like Annie as ever.
I have a flaw with
her
it.
emotional intelligence is way like. When did you say you saw through the bullshit? In the like, because I obviously this propaganda stuff like that. We know this. So when would you say you saw through all the messaging? There's no way that you see through tons and tons of psyops and shit like that for decades when you're 9. When you're 9, it's not realistic. I don't think. I mean, like, okay, what's realistic? A trained Russian agent that can fight, that can beat men not in raw strength, just
Keep
in
your voice down.
finesse, versus a 9-year-old that can see through brainwashing.
Keep talking, bro.
That can see through brainwashing. Is it realistic? Not really. I think that her emotional intelligence and her intelligence as a whole is more unrealistic than Natasha's fighting ability. And on top of that, the character, from talking about the actual character, and not just about how realistic it is, the character. I think honestly, Natasha's a better character. They both are strong female characters that have been unexplored. But you see, this is the thing. You actually see a complete arc with Natasha. She goes from being brainwashed into this thing
We don't have a
to coming
complete arc
out
with
of it.
Annie.
Not really.
Okay.
How so?
Okay. No. You finish. I
Okay,
talked. You
because-
finished your piece.
yeah,
I will
yeah,
destroy
yeah.
you in my next piece.
Because you go from. Because, okay, here's the thing. She's changed as a person. Has Annie changed as a person?
Has Annie changed as a? What are you talking about? She's married for. What are you? Well, supposedly.
Yes, but
What are you
yes, but
talking
has she
about?
really changed as a person?
Has she really changed?
Anything so
Dude,
does not mean you
really?
change as a person.
What's that?
Getting married does not mean you change as a person.
I'm just saying the drastic. Should you imagine Annie and her getting married when you saw her in season 1?
No, that's because the circumstance. If the circumstances are different, then yes.
Oh God.
Yes. Okay. We'll get to that later.
Good.
But
I'm gonna
If
destroy
you see it, if you actually see Jalen Taylor, she went from being brainwashed or whatever,
Rip your face off, bro.
to coming out of it, to then eventually sacrificing herself for, and which I think was the right move. Of course, I think the man should always do it. But if you zoom out, he had a wife and kids. She had basically
Who?
nobody.
Who?
Wolves Hawkeye between them, the scuffle,
okay.
and then so I think that Natasha's character is just so much better.
You can't be. I can't believe you're actually saying this.
What do you mean?
If I was less tired, I'd be so angry at you right now.
And on top of that, it's the speech at
Are you
the,
act-
the
hold on, are
speech
you
at
actually
the
being
end
serious?
of the Winter Soldier.
Like,
I
you don't
think
have
the
to make up
performance-
content. I have a bunch of comments.
I'm not making up content.
You're
The
actually
performance,
saying
the
Annie-
performance. Listen, I think they're equal. The performance.
Not acceptable.
Here's the thing.
Not acceptable.
Okay. Well then, you go ahead.
Okay. So I have a serious problem with Natasha's character, which is the fact that she's brainwashed. Okay. See, what do I always say? What are stories for? Introspective and allegory.
That's Natasha's character is not for allegory.
Okay.
Not every character
I
in
win.
MCU is for allegory.
Okay,
No,
then I win then.
no. Allegory is not the only thing. Allegory is not the only
and
thing.
allegory.
No. Introspective allegory is not the end all be all.
No,
It's not the end all be all. No, it's
end-all
not.
be-all,
No, it's
actually.
not.
Okay, here's why. Because the character's supposed. Okay, listen.
I'm sure it's
Okay.
introspective.
Hold on, our dad's a pastor, and he always says, all the time, the characters in the Bible are not there to make you look down on them, right? You heard this before, right? You know I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to make you think, I am that person. So, when our family reads the story of Cain, we don't think of ourselves as little Abel or, blissfully ignorant Adam and Eve. We think of ourselves as Cain. How can you see yourself as Natasha when she was brainwashed? Hold on a second. Annie actively made a decision. Okay? Eren actively made a decision. So on and so on and so on and so forth. Okay? Even Reiner actively made a decision. We saw in chapter 100. Around chapter 100.
Well,
So how can a girl, or anyone else, but let's just say a girl, how can a girl say, this is talking about me, I need to reflect on myself because of this character? Annie does that. Well, Annie should do that. How could Natasha do that better than Annie?
Because it was still her fault. Let me talk. It was still her fault. Because she was like more, as Yelena pointed out, she was more. By the way, Yelena still has her fault. We can get into that later if you want to. We could just keep comparing characters, but
I thought Annie and Black Widow were a great comparison.
They are a great comparison, but it's because she was psychologically conditioned, but she wasn't like forced to do it. She wasn't like Bucky or like Yelena, where they had like literally no choice. She had a choice, but she was just more psychologically conditioned. And on top of that, she did blow up a kid upon coming to the realization, or at least becoming gay.
She blew up a kid?
Yeah, she blew up a kid.
Did the kid die?
No.
See, that's the other thing.
She meant for the kid to die.
That's the other thing in the MCU. Actions never have any consequences.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but
there was after Civil War, there was absolutely a consequence. Absolutely a consequence.
How many children have died since Civil War? Have you
children?
As direct causes of people's actions.
How many children have died?
Because that's a lot of people don't want to cross.
Shouldn't have died before Civil War or during Civil War?
Any children on camera that died of someone's direct actions.
On camera? Well, no, this doesn't happen on camera.
Okay.
But let me explain. But after the snap comes back, you have this new group called the Flag Smashers. So there are absolute consequences for what happened before.
No, I don't mean like falls. I'm talking about she went to blow up a kid. In Attack on Titan, people don't get outs like that. People actually die. Is what I'm saying.
People do die in the MCU. It's just more off camera.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like that. Hold on a second. When you see Annie standing over the body of someone's face who's half eaten off, saying "I'm sorry," that's a much different thing because people actually do, and everyone's a sinner, as you know. So everyone has gone up. Everyone has been there when seen the outcome personally when they've done something wrong. So it's not an off-camera thing. They've been there, so that would resonate with people more. Same thing with Marco's death, where it's right there. She's right in the action of it. Same thing with the campfire. It's all right. It's not off camera. Okay. And it's right there. It's right there. It's gory. He's getting eaten right in front of them. His blood splatters right in camera.
Right, but
same with Eren.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're trying not to be gory.
Okay, I understand that. But I understand that. But that makes Attack on Annie a better character.
No.
Okay. Well then.
Okay. No, because in Civil War she did the equivalent of apologize. You know that thing. She chose to sign the Sokovia Accords.
No, I'm not saying an apology act. I'm saying. People
standing over and saying, "I'm sorry." It was more impactful than sign the Sokovia Accords.
Because she was looking at the actual body who she fucking killed.
Yeah, they looked at the actual body, not the corpse. But they saw
Marco, we saw a flashback. Marco was eaten in front of them on camera. Yeah, his blood splattered. His screams. We're on.
I don't think that necessarily makes it better.
No, it does. Okay.
How?
Okay. Not to get too personal. Everyone in the audience, including you, think about the worst thing you've done to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Was it off camera?
No.
Okay, exactly. Well, there you go. So Annie's a more accurate allegory.
I don't think so. Just because it's still on camera.
Okay, so when you hurt somebody, that happens off camera. You never see it up close.
From one perspective, though, and you see from Attack on Titan from multiple perspectives. That's not accurate because you see from multiple perspectives.
Oh, foolish boy! You're acting like that smiley guy.
No. You're saying it's an accurate just having off screen.
What I'm saying is that it's more applicable.
Okay, so you're saying that happened. So let's say that happened off screen.
What happened off screen?
All of the scenes you bring up, if that happened off screen, then the MCU would be better or tied.
No, I'm saying there's a bunch of things, but I'm just.
And I'm saying there's a bunch of things too.
I'm okay. Well, I have a serious problem with Natasha being brainwashed. That's
she was psychologically.
You'll notice that no characters brainwashed in Attack on Titan for a very specific reason.
That's true.
Who? Tell me who?
Gabby.
Gabby,
Natasha are the same as far as brainwashing goes.
Gabby.
As far as brainwashing goes, Gabby and Natasha are the same as far as brainwashing goes.
Gabby.
Yeah.
Really? So when Gabby realized that when Gabby realized she was brainwashed, she was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm brainwashed." Sorry, Eldians. Or was she like, "I am the devil. I'm responsible for my actions. I am."
She
evil.
was. Yeah, and Natasha was like that too.
Okay.
That's the whole point. What she did with
I'll give you that.
Milner.
I'll give you that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes, I understand that.
Where are you sniffing at?
We're not talking about Gabby. I'm sorry. Listen. I thought that would be that would be an easy trap for you. It wasn't. You're right. You're a good point. We're talking about Annie.
No,
Gabby?
we're talking about brainwashing. You said anything brainwashing, so that means brainwashing thing is now out of it. Because you actually care this brainwashing does not make them a bad character.
Gabby still goes around committing war
It was psychological
Gabby's-
conditions. She used to go around committing war crimes
Gabby
too.
still commits war crimes after. Natasha commits war crimes after her together
Yes.
with brainwashing?
Yeah, actually, she bombed.
let's
She
explore
bombed the
After?
kid. Yes,
Holy shit. Why?
that was her initiation to get into Shield.
What? What's
Yep.
I thought Shield was a good guy. That could be terrorist.
Yes, Dwayne, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Saying what? I still don't think she's better than Annie. I think.
I think they're even.
How? Okay, I'm saying from a girl's perspective. If you're a little, not a little, you're not a little girl watching Attack on Titan. If you're a woman, I am. So I'm dying on this hill that Annie provides more introspective and allegory to their real life than anyone else, than any other character.
I mean, that's just simply because they had a parasite, like the MCU chose a more realistic route.
Realistic
So, like,
route.
now, like,
Stop playing around with that coin. People are going to having to listen to this.
I think that it's just
What?
the parasite is different.
I don't. It's effective.
Okay, here's the thing. Is getting a ability to bite your hand and become tight, is that realistic?
Why are you talking about?
So we're not talking about this. We're not talking about any of the fight scenes. We're talking about purely about character.
What does fight scenes have to do with any of this?
I thought that's what you're talking about.
Fight scenes? Like introspective and allegory. That's what I'm talking about.
Introspective.
Also, Annie has way more bang for her buck because
Mm.
even if it is, let's just say it is even like you say it is. Annie's only been around for, as they said, like
She hasn't been around for a and Natasha been around
Black
for
Widow had
either.
a whole movie dedicated.
She had a whole book,
and a
book
movie
dedicated
and
to
a
her.
movie series,
She had who had movie series?
miniseries. I mean, miniseries.
Who had miniseries?
What, the Winter Soldier, the Hawkeye thing?
No. The Winter Soldier was a movie. Captain America: The Winter Soldier was a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we had that. Then you had
Okay, here's another
okay.
question.
Then you had also the arc with the Film Time. The Film Time arc. So you had basically Film Time arc is equivalent to Winter Soldier, and what do you call it? And the Black Widow thing. The Black Widow thing is equivalent to Lost Girls. So that leaves just a couple scenes here and there before she was put on the ice, which is also equivalent to a couple scenes here and there before she sacrificed herself for the Soul Stone. So that is a similar bang for the buck.
It's just so she's married to Hawkeye.
Huh?
So Black Widow's married to Hawkeye.
Who?
Black Widow.
No, she's dead.
Who's she in a relationship with?
Hulk.
She's married to Hulk.
No, she wasn't with anybody.
Okay, okay. Just checking. Listen, I think
She went a lot of stuff to get married. I know that sounds crazy, but she went a lot of stuff to
yeah,
get married.
Annie would. So there you go.
Oh, that's only after she already rectified her.
And hold
her
on. So did
sins.
Black Widow rectify her sins?
Yeah, when she let go and she sacrificed herself.
Okay, here's the cool
That's when she
thing.
rectified
Here's
it.
the cool thing: when Annie sacrificed something, she actually got to be alive and have forgiveness after. Which is what
Yeah, but what about Aaron though?
Which is what the message we want to put. We're
That
talking about
does
Annie.
not make.
We're talking about Annie.
Hold on. That does not make the character better just because they got to live on
yes,
after.
it does, because I think as a Christian, you understand that we want to be preaching the message of forgiveness to people.
Yeah, but some niggas.
So what?
Yes, no.
What?
Some niggas die.
Preaches.
Some niggas
talking
are
about
accept
Annie.
God on their deathbed.
We're talking about Annie. That has a better message, a more hopeful message. She's dead.
What about Aaron though?
So we're talking about Annie.
Stop. Okay,
We're talking about Annie.
No. You cannot say one character sacrificed themselves and then another character did it, and you can't use those together.
No, I actually can, because
Okay.
again, especially in you, because you're a Christian. Listen.
No.
Listen. Black Widow dies, so that's the message sending. You can only seek forgiveness by dying.
No.
And where does that lead? I'm not gonna get into that. What does Annie say? You
No,
can.
we'll stop.
Hold
Where
on.
does that lead?
Stop.
No, sacrificing herself. That's different. If you're convincing somebody as a Christian to run to a burning building to atone for your sins, that's still
that's
let me
insane.
fucking talk. That's still bad, but so you can get a good result.
No, that's evil. That's evil.
Okay, yeah, okay, I agree, that's evil. But at the same time, what was Annie's solution? No, I'm talking.
No, you cut me off.
I'm talking. What's Annie's solution?
Okay, here I'm telling you. So with Annie, instead of someone rectifying their sins when they're dead,
bro,
what Annie gets to do, she gets to rectify her sins and she gets to live.
But does Aaron get to
stop? What's about Annie? Why are you bringing up Aaron?
Because just because they sacrifice themselves or not does not make them
a
worse character.
If you want to,
you're going crazy.
If you want to fucking talk about,
number one, we're talking about the MCU as a whole. So
we're talking about Black Widow.
No, we're using those as a comparison, but that's not the. But it doesn't matter. Even if
I'm comparing Annie to Black Widow right now, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So as a Christian, you believe in
forgiveness.
Okay,
just that forgiveness.
Hold on a second.
Change. But it doesn't happen for everybody. It doesn't have to happen for everybody. Okay. I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Okay. So. What you've told me is that you want someone. No, hold on a second.
I take that back.
Take it back. Okay. So let me just do it again. Annie Lanehart. I mean, I don't think she did anything wrong. Me personally speaking, that's what I would do. Again, when I say family first, I mean family first.
You're advocating.
No. Listen, Annie Lanehart. What is a wicked person? I think we all agree she deserves to be punished, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a general consensus. Like, I wouldn't punish her, but, like...
I mean...
It's a general consensus, like...
I guess.
Okay. So she's a wicked person who deserves to be punished.
No.
Okay. Just say she's a wicked person.
Okay.
Okay. So, Annie's a wicked person. Instead of dying to rectify her sins...
That's not the only path to redemption. She was already, like, redeemed before, but she felt that
When was Annie redeemed?
Okay, here's a...
I'm trying to talk about Annie. You keep cutting me off. Hurry up. You know what's going to happen to you. When I spit this logic. I think everyone else already knows.
No, hurry up.
You could interrupt me. When I start to crescendo, you could interrupt me. No, go back and watch the podcast. Every time I start to crescendo, you just like, oh, interrupted.
That's because I'm getting ideas. I'm like Elon Musk. I got ideas.
No, you're not. You're getting these kind of interrupt me and make your real wacky character.
Well, I forgot how to fix Twitter. That motherfucker's still jerking off trying to figure out.
What am I supposed to mean? Okay, so instead of Annie having to die as punishment or as, to rectify her sins, Annie actually gets to rectify her sins, make her right her wrongs, I guess you could say, by stopping the rumbling. And she gets to live a long life where people forgive her, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. And for those who, and again, if you do for some reason still have this desire to punish people, she was in solitary confinement for 1,000 days. Over 1,000 days, solitary confinement, which again, I think we all agree, it's torture. So she did her time, maybe not to your satisfaction. She did a good thing, a very good thing, stopping the rumbling, and then she gets to enjoy forgiveness and a long, happy life with her family. That's a much, much better, wholesome, sustainable, I'm thinking of another word here, healthy, that's the word, healthy message and character arc than what happened to Black Widow.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. So actually, upon getting more thought, she was already redeemed. As we explained, she was already redeemed, but she didn't know she was redeemed. And she ended up dying because she didn't actually realize she was redeemed because she didn't feel like she was redeemed.
And that's better for girls than Annie?
No, you have to. Dwayne, not. You're such a fuck. Dwayne, you have to understand.
Are you a Titanfolker? Like, are you one of those people who wants to torture Armin as well and thinks that Aaron didn't kill enough people? Are you one of those people?
Dwayne. No.
Like, you want one of those Dagasa people?
Let me explain.
Aaron Hisu?
Let me explain.
No?
What I'm saying is, it's important to know when just when you have made progress and that you are forgiven. But her self-esteem was that she was that basically until she
Who's
died. Tasha, she didn't feel that she was redeemed, even though she was.
And that's healthier for girls?
No, not everybody has to be a fucking role model, Dorian.
You think Annie Lanehurts are supposed to be a role model?
Okay, so why the fuck are you gonna come at me? So you think that's a good thing for women? No, that if you're a woman, you shouldn't find any of these bitches.
No, you
Come the
should,
fuck on.
because here's the thing. All women...
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
And when I say fallen, I mean role model. Role model is like Captain America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No.
Role model is like Falco, if you can even call him a role model. Okay.
Well, yeah.
What I mean by following Annie is that all women are sinners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm into it. I just want to put that out there. Yeah,
Don't even don't
some
even.
shit. These niggas want to clip some
don't
shit.
even, bro. There's no reason to waste time.
Why
on
not let
foolishness.
TikTok right next to Andrew Tate? Come on now.
So all women are sinners. So when it comes down to it, which message is better? Hey, you can right your wrongs and be forgiven, or hey, you can live a life of pain and suffering, never knowing if you're forgiven, and then die needlessly.
No, you need to no.
And here's the
You
crazy
have
thing.
fucking hero just said she was forgiven, but you need to know when you are forgiven because that guilt, and you have to do actual stuff to improve and let go of the guilt.
Oh, so Black Widow's death wasn't. I actually saw. You get pulled over my eyes. I actually saw Black Widow's death in the theaters. And I
Mhm.
remember that was supposed to be a good, triumphant thing.
It's completely character arc.
Completed character. Okay, that's a bad. Okay, so she's a cautionary tale. Completing her character arc. One or the other.
Cautionary tale.
Okay, so why was it? Why was it?
completing the? It was
Okay.
completing the cautionary tale.
Okay, hold on. So, caution is supposed to be sad, and don't do this. It looks
This is
like
an epic moment.
it
Anytime a
looked
character
epic
sacrifices
moment.
themselves,
No,
epic.
it's not. Caution is not epic. It looked as though that she was being praised for doing that. This is a good thing. This is a good thematic thing that happened. This is a good thing. She's being making a sacrifice. And here's
I
the other
didn't
thing.
see that.
I keep saying. Here's the thing. I keep saying. When you have
was
your
an epic moment.
motivation, when you have your motivation for sacrifice to be something like that, that is bad. That's bad. You're tainting the. You're bastardizing the sacrifice.
Are we talking about Natasha?
Natasha?
You.
I'm talking about Natasha.
She's a failed character.
She's a failed. Okay, so you have a failed
But
character.
so is-
I have a complete character who got married, supposedly.
No.
Apparently. Is a husband.
Bro, are you trying to tell me that Annie's a failed character?
And here's the other thing.
And
Annie's also cautionary tale too.
wait, so they're both cautionary tales.
Only Annie's.
It was an epic
Annie
moment.
It's not a failed character. Annie's completed. Talk about epic moments, dude. The MCU has nothing to Attack on Titan's first. I am sorry, bro.
I'm talking about the fucking
Okay,
song.
cool.
The fucking.
Fine.
Even though it's
We'll
plain.
get to that. So Annie's,
That was epic
Annie's
moment.
cautionary tale, which actually again.
Parallels Natasha.
I can get other characters in this because
Yes, we can get other characters.
It parallels and juxtaposes other characters in the show. Right? Who's a parallel?
And Natasha too, but
Hold on, stop. Who is a parallel?
no, we're just talking about the own characters. We're not talking about the
I
parallel.
am,
No, we're not.
because
No, we're not.
all
No,
of
we're
the
not.
characters-
No. We have
I'm
to
thinking-
sell this first.
I'm
We
talking
have to sell this first.
No, I'm talking
No,
about
no,
Annie.
no. No, we're not talking about parallel other characters because that.
Okay, Johan,
We're not talking about the parallel characters.
listen. Annie is part of a larger work.
Yes, but
I am
just-
only talking about Annie right now.
Yes,
However,
only.
stop. However, I cannot talk about what she's done to the story without talking about who she's done anything to.
Fine.
So I brought up Marco. How come Marco's fine to bring up, but not Grisha?
Because we're talking about now we're talking about paralleling different
Exactly.
characters.
That's the thematic thing that makes her character richer and deeper. So she parallels Grisha, Zeke, juxtaposes Armin. Right? That is perfect. That's exactly what we want.
And you don't think Natasha does that?
Hold on a second. So you say, oh, Natasha's a cautionary tale. Annie's also a cautionary tale. And she said it. She literally said it in part 3 of the anime. Or I forgot exactly what chapter. But it was part 3 of the anime. It's going to be part 3. So Annie said as much. Right? And again, it's been a running theme. And again, it comes in contrast with Armin, who would be her husband, right? I think we know the people like to say don't marry people who are the same. But actually, really, the best marriage advice is to have complementary attributes, some different, but not different, to make it
Like defense and offense.
irreconcilable. Okay, so That being said, with the brilliant fortune with Armin, by the way. That being said, what can you tell me how Natasha is better than it? Because I already have the cautionary tale part down. But she's a completed character. She's a failed character. Mine's a completed character.
Okay, okay. I take that back. I don't see how she's a failed character.
Natasha. Okay, if you're looking at this from an allegory, introspective context, a woman's watching Natasha.
Too much guilt. She's too much consumed with guilt.
You can't say the same about Annie.
Okay, well, she's too much consumed with guilt.
Huh?
She's too much consumed with guilt, so she ended up killing herself.
Okay, great.
In a useful way.
Okay, here's the cool thing. I have the good side. I have the what could have been with Natasha, and I have the cautionary tale part of Natasha. That's the cool part.
Okay, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say that I have both.
I
have both parts of that dynamic.
One of them had to die. I don't
care. That's MCU's problem. No.
That's fine. That's fine. Natasha death was completely fine.
It's fine.
So my question is, just because the plot allowed Annie to survive, now all of a sudden you're making a big fucking deal over it. Oh, she survived. She survived. Fucking relax, bro.
Nope. I
fucking
mentioned
relax.
Other things.
No. Okay, we're not talking about the fucking death. Okay, so the whole death thing. How both the characters died or lived on doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, it fucking doesn't. Because it was the plot. The plot.
Can you keep it down, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. The plot required. The plot
I don't
required.
care.
Okay, so you can't say she's a bad character for what the plot did.
I can though, because the plot. See, this is the thing. The plot didn't allow Gabby or Falcon to have much breathing room.
Mm-hmm.
But I would never get into debate and say who's a better character, Guts or Falcon. I haven't even read Berserk. I would literally never do that. Oh.
Yeah, but the circumstances is different, so I don't see how you can say.
Yeah. No, seriously. Falco had barely any screen time. Guts is the main protagonist. I would never ever get into the debate about who's a better character, Falco or Guts, ever. Even though I haven't even read Berserk. You know why? Because Berserk is the main character. So if you thought the plot interfered with her being a better character, you simply shouldn't have brought her up.
I think she's the same. But just because she died does not invalidate her character.
It's because Falco had a 1,000th of the percentage of screen time that Guts had doesn't mean he's a worse character.
Come on, how's her dying? The way she died.
If you're a woman,
how's the way she died?
If you're a woman watching Annie from start to finish, if you're watching Black Widow from start to finish, which gives you a more holistic, healthy approach to life?
Dorian.
Nope. It's Beluga.
Who gives it Beluga? Who gives the most? Oh, yeah. But the thing is, she's a cautionary tale. She has to have
also a cautionary tale.
She has to have.
That's the problem you keep running into.
Okay, fine. Maybe Annie's better.
Thank you. Okay, moving on.
Okay. Iron Man is way better. No. Iron Man is better than Aaron.
Okay. I'm not.
But that'll be for next podcast.
That's next podcast. All right. Next we're going to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, funny story. I'm actually my very team is the Broncos, but I